undertaken to accept the outcome of the election. Italian prosecutors have asked Shell and Eni to be fined and some of their present and former executives, including Eni Chief Executive Officer Claudio Descalzi, to be jailed in a long-running trial over alleged corruption in Nigeria. Report has it that Eni, and Shell jointly acquired the rights to a Nigerian offshore oil block, Oil Prospecting License OPL 245, to the tune of $1.3 trillion. The OPL 245 is one of the biggest sources of untapped oil reserves on the African continent, with reserves estimated at 9 billion barrels. But the companies and individuals accused have all denied wrongdoing in the case. According to the Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, total number of bridges that have been maintained by the federal government in the past 4 years are 37 in number. This was revealed at a press briefing in Abuja while providing details on the partial closure of the third mainland bridge in Lagos State from Friday midnight of July 24, 2020 to January 23, 2021. The minister stated that the federal government had commenced the investigation to ascertain the cause of the incessant accidents on the Kara Bridge on the approach to the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Federal High Court in Abuja turns down a fresh request by former governor of Imo State, Rochas Okorocha, for an interim order of injunction stopping the proceedings of the numerous panels set up by the state government to investigate his 8-year administration in the state. Justice Ahmed Mohammed had on July 8, 2020, refused to grant an oral application for the interim injunction made on behalf of Okorocha by his lawyer, Oba Madu Abuchi, a senior advocate of Nigeria. The judge says the prefers to go by an undertaking by the second to the 48th defendant's lawyer, Mr. Joseph Matthew, to inform the Attorney General of Imo State, Cyprian Akaolisa, on the need to halt the panel's proceedings pending the time the court would determine if it had jurisdiction to entertain the suit filed by Okorocha. The second to the 48th defendant by the Attorney General of Imo State and the members of the 5 panels set up by the Imo State government to probe previous administration in the state. Nigeria House of Representatives says it will investigate the Central Bank of Nigeria over the difficulties Nigerians face in assessing its special intervention loans, especially that created by the small and medium-scale enterprises to cushion the effect of COVID-19. Member of the House, Ahmad Jaha, at the plenary, moved the motion titled Need to Investigate the Activities of the Development Finance Department of the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Nigeria Incentive-Based Risk-Sharing System for Agricultural Lending. The House unanimously adopted the motion and resolved to setting up an ad hoc committee to investigate the activities and also to probe the Nigeria Incentive-Based Risk-Sharing System and other schemes under its departments. And still to come, FG plans 4.28 trillion loan for 12.66 trillion 2021 budget. Federal government records 1.46 trillion naira revenue deficit in first quarter. Details in a moment.
You can also watch Salvation TV News Hour live on Twitter at Salvation TV Live, Periscope at Salvation TV Live, Twitch Salvation Television. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at Salvation TV and like or follow us on Facebook at Salvation Television.
The spiritual and mental growth of any Christian is triggered by the conscious study of the Word of God and relevant materials. David Ibiumi is a prolific author who has released over 90 unique books. And in these pages lie all you need to know to enlarge your mental capacity and set yourself up for a life of dominion through power of blessings. The Father's Love, Enjoying Financial Prosperity, Exploits in Business, Pathway to Supernatural, The Power of Hospitality. To get these books Walk into any leading bookstore worldwide or visit www.smhos.org/store. You can also call +234 703 894 5714 +234 809 521 6466. We are building, consciously and unconsciously, we are raising our children, the next generation. They are the future. Wait a minute. In what direction are you raising your children? Building a Godly Generation by David Ibiyeomie, a masterpiece with proven insights to raise children that would stand tall in life. Engage practical knowledge. Let's raise the next generation. We need a new breed of godly children. Get this book now at the Knowledge Center of Salvation Ministries and in any leading bookstore worldwide. You can call +234 809 521 6466 or visit our website at www.smhos.org/store to order for this book today.
Federal government of Nigeria has proposed 12.66 trillion naira as aggregate expenditure for the 2021 fiscal year on a deficit of 5.16 trillion naira. The proposal is contained in the 2021-2023 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper presented to the National Assembly by President Muhammadu Buhari and would be partly financed by a total loan package of 4.28 trillion naira, while the rest would be from internally generated revenues. Other critical parameters and assumptions upon which the proposals are based are $40 as oil price benchmark, 1.86 million barrels as crude oil production per day, and 360 naira to a dollar as exchange rate, among others. Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, mandates MTN Nigeria, Airtel Nigeria, Globacom, Nine Mobile, Main One, and IHS Nigeria to submit their financial reports to foster transparency in the industry. This, its Director of Public Affairs, Dr. Ikechukwu Adinde, says is in line with the implementation of the accounting separation framework, which commenced on July 15, 2020. NCC says the framework would ensure transparency, accountability, and prevent anti-competitive behavior in the industry. The Commission, however, stressed submission of financial reports is currently limited to and mandatory for only 6 telecom licensees for an initial period of 2 years, after which the regulator might review the list to include other operators. Nigerian Communications Commission similarly has called for an amicable resolution to the discrepancy in the USSD charges received by banks and payments made to telecom operators. NCC's Director of Licensing and Authorization, Mohammed Babajika, during a webinar themed financial inclusion in the new normal leveraging digital system payments says there is a need to constitute a dispute resolution and arbitration channel to address issues emerging from mobile banking. He further says despite the low cost, banks are charging as high as 26.88 naira per session. Meanwhile, Head Digital Financial Services CBN, Ambore Stephen, stated that recent figures shows that 36.6 million Nigerians were excluded from access to financial services, including pension and insurance. Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Issa Pantami, approves new guidelines for courier and logistics operations in the country. A statement signed by the General Manager Corporate Communications, NIPOST, Franklin Alao, says the Operations 2020 guidelines will replace the former regulations which has been in existence since 2001. NIPOST further disclosed Pantami in the letter of approval explains that the new regulation would enhance the regulatory powers of NIPOST and rejig logistics and courier ecosystem of the economy. And Central Bank of Nigeria reveals its quarterly report titled Federation Account Operations Gross Federally Collected Revenue fell by 36%, which is 1.46 trillion naira below the quarterly budget estimate in the first quarter of 2020. The decline in oil revenue relative to the quarterly budget estimate was due to shortfall in receipt from PPT and royalties. Non-oil revenue at 1 trillion naira, or 36.7% of total revenue, fell below the quarterly budget estimate of 1.73 trillion naira by 42.1%, which amounts to the federal government receiving 729.63 billion naira. States and local governments received 370.08 billion naira and 285.32 billion naira, respectively. In addition, the federal government received 44.52 billion naira, while the state and local governments received 148.39 billion naira and 103.87 billion naira, respectively, from the VAT pool account. Total statutory and value-added tax revenue allocation to the three tiers of government in the first quarter of 2020 amounts to 1.84 trillion naira, compared with a quarterly budget estimate of 2.98 trillion naira. That's it. For comments, contributions, advert placements, please call the official line on your screen or email us via info@salvationtv.tv. You can also visit our knowledge center or order books online via www.smhos.org/store for soul-lifting books such as The Power of Hope, Accepting Responsibility, Enjoying Lasting Deliverance, Building a Successful Family, and The Making of Man. Remember, your distinction on earth is determined by your dedication. I am Nebaka Iyenenge. Do have a productive day.